Are you using ChatGPT every day, but still feel like the answers aren't as good as they should be? You're not alone. Most people ask simple questions, get average answers, and assume that's all ChatGPT can do. But the truth is, the quality of ChatGPT's answers depends on how you use it. A few small changes can completely transform the results you get. In this video, I'll show you the simple techniques that professionals use to get faster, smarter, and more accurate responses from ChatGPT. If you've ever felt that ChatGPT could do more, but you weren't sure how to unlock its full potential, this guide is for you. Let's get started. Have you ever used ChatGPT and felt disappointed? Maybe the answer was too short, maybe it sounded too generic, or maybe it wasn't what you expected. If that has happened to you, you're not alone. Almost every beginner experiences the same thing. Most people think ChatGPT is the problem, but that's usually not true. The real problem is the prompt. Think about ordering food at a restaurant. You walk in and ask for food. That's all you say. The chef has to guess everything, so the meal will probably be very basic. Now imagine you give more details. You explain what you want. You explain the flavor. You explain how spicy it should be. You even mention how much time you have. Suddenly the result becomes much better. ChatGPT works exactly the same way. It cannot read your mind. It only understands the information you give it. A short prompt creates a short answer. A clear prompt creates a better answer. More context creates smarter results. Here is something many people never realize. You don't need better AI. You need better instructions. Even adding one or two extra sentences can completely change the quality of the answer. That simple habit can save you hours every single week. And once you understand this idea, every feature in the rest of this video becomes much easier to use. So let's start with the first technique. Now you know why prompts matter. Let's make them better. The first technique is very simple. Always give ChatGPT clear context. Think about talking to a new employee on their first day. They want to help you, but they don't know your business. They don't know your customers. They don't know what you're trying to achieve. So they need information. ChatGPT works exactly the same way. If you only say, write a blog post, the AI has to guess almost everything. The result might be okay, but it probably won't be exactly what you wanted. Now, let's improve that prompt. Tell ChatGPT what the blog is about. Tell it who will read it. Explain your goal. Ask for a friendly writing style. Mention how long the article should be. Suddenly, the answer becomes much more useful. You didn't change the AI. You only changed the instructions. That's the real secret. Better information creates better results. Before sending any prompt, stop for 5 seconds. Ask yourself one question. Have I given enough context? If the answer is yes, you'll almost always get a much better response. And this simple habit will save you hours every single week. The second technique is one of the easiest ways to improve your ChatGPT results. Before you ask your question, give ChatGPT a role. It sounds simple, but it makes a huge difference. Think about real life. You wouldn't ask a doctor to design your website, and you wouldn't ask a graphic designer for legal advice. The role always matters. ChatGPT works exactly the same way. If you simply ask it to write an email, you'll probably get a decent answer. But now, try something different. Tell ChatGPT to act as a customer support manager with 10 years of experience. Then ask it to write the same email. You'll immediately notice the difference. The language becomes more professional. The structure becomes much clearer, and the advice feels like it comes from someone with real experience. You can use this trick for almost anything. Ask ChatGPT to become a marketing expert, a software engineer, a travel planner, a fitness coach, or even a professional teacher. By giving it a role first, you're giving the AI a clear direction. It understands the perspective you want, and that leads to better answers. So from today, don't just ask ChatGPT to do something. First, tell it who you want it to be. Then explain your request. It only takes a few extra seconds, but the improvement can be surprisingly powerful. Once you start using this method, You'll never want to go back. The third technique is simple. Tell ChatGPT exactly what kind of result you want. Most people ask for information, but they never explain how they want to receive it. That's where better prompts make a huge difference. Imagine asking someone to prepare a report. If you don't explain the format, they'll choose one for you. But if you ask for 5 bullet points, a simple table, or a step-by-step guide, the result becomes much easier to use. ChatGPT works exactly the same way. For example, imagine you're planning a trip. Instead of asking ChatGPT to recommend places to visit, ask it to create a 3-day travel plan with a daily schedule, estimated costs, and the best places to eat. Now the answer becomes much more useful. You can do the same with almost anything. Ask for a checklist, a comparison table, a summary, or a simple action plan. The more specific your instructions are, the less time you'll spend editing the answer later. This is one of the easiest ways to save time. Let ChatGPT know the format before it starts writing. A few extra words can completely change the final result. From now on, don't just ask for an answer. Ask for the exact format you want. That's how you turn a good response into a great one. Here's one final tip. Before you press enter, ask yourself one simple question. If another person read my prompt, would they clearly understand what I want? If the answer is yes, ChatGPT will usually give you a much better response. The fourth technique can completely change the quality of your ChatGPT conversations. Most people ask ChatGPT to do everything in a single prompt. That's a mistake. Think about building a house. You don't start by asking someone to build the entire house in one day. You begin with a plan, then the foundation, then the walls, and finally, the finishing touches. ChatGPT works much better the same way. Instead of asking for everything at once, break your task into smaller steps. For example, imagine you're creating a YouTube video. Don't ask ChatGPT to write the entire script immediately. Start by asking for 5 video ideas. Next, choose the best idea, then create the hook. After that, write each section one at a time. Finally, ask for the title, thumbnail ideas, and description. Every step improves the next one. ChatGPT stays focused. The answers become more detailed, and you'll spend much less time fixing mistakes. This method works for almost everything: writing articles, planning projects, learning new skills, or solving difficult problems. Whenever a task feels too big, don't ask for the final result first. Break it into smaller pieces. Complete one step at a time. You'll be surprised how much better your results become. Here's a simple habit you can start today. Before asking ChatGPT to do a big job, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what's the very first step? Then let ChatGPT help you complete one step at a time. Small steps often lead to much better results. The fifth and final tip is probably the most powerful one. Most people stop after ChatGPT gives its first answer, but professionals almost never do that. Instead, they ask ChatGPT to improve its own response. Think of it like working with a real assistant. If the first version isn't perfect, you don't start over. You simply ask for a better version. You can say things like, make this shorter, explain it more simply, add real examples, rewrite it for beginners, or make it sound more professional. Every new instruction helps ChatGPT understand exactly what you want. The result keeps getting better with each revision. For example, imagine you're writing an email. The first version might be good, but after asking ChatGPT to make it friendlier, shorter, and easier to read, the final version becomes much stronger. This works for almost everything: articles, presentations, business ideas, study notes, social media posts, even YouTube scripts. Don't treat the first answer as the final answer. Treat it as the starting point. Keep improving it step by step until it matches exactly what you need. The best results rarely come from the first prompt. Think about it this way: every follow-up prompt is like polishing a rough diamond. With each small improvement, the final result becomes clearer, stronger, and more valuable. So don't rush to accept the first answer. Keep refining it until it feels exactly right. That's where the real power of ChatGPT begins. They come from the conversation that follows. That's how experienced ChatGPT users consistently create better work in less time. The best ChatGPT users don't ask better questions only once. They build better answers through better conversations. Before you leave, here's one bonus tip that can make every prompt you write much more effective. Don't think of ChatGPT as a search engine. Think of it as someone you're working with. The more context you give, the better it understands your goal. If something isn't quite right, don't start over. Keep the conversation going. Ask follow-up questions. Give more details. Refine the answer together. That's exactly how experienced ChatGPT users get consistently better results. Here's something most beginners never realize. The quality of your results usually depends on the quality of the conversation, not the first prompt. A few extra seconds spent refining your request can save you minutes of rewriting later. Remember this. Great prompts start the conversation. Great conversations create the best answers. And that's the habit that separates beginners from people who use AI like professionals. Artificial intelligence is changing incredibly fast. The small skills you learn today can become your biggest advantage in the future. If you want more practical AI tips, smarter workflows, and powerful tools that actually save you time, make sure to subscribe to the Everyday AI Guide.